And welcome everyone then to the first game of the final series of the day. We're gonna have Mr. Yo playing on the right hand side with the Bengalis. We're gonna have freaking Andy playing on the left hand side with the Portuguese. Mr. Yo with the civilization is gonna have 2 additional villagers spawn from each TC every time that he moves on to the next stage. And because Desabara's got 2 TCs, right? It's a very interesting one as well to see. Besides that, we'll also have for the Bengalis. There we go. We'll also see for the Bengalis that their elephants, they take 25% less bonus damage. They have conversion resistance, and their monks get +3/+3 armor. Team bonus finally for the Bengalis will be for team games only, so taking a look at freaking Andy civilization next to Portuguese. It's gonna get 25% full income from berries, so that can be quite beneficial. You do begin with extra berries over here, close to the TC. And then on top of that, they're going to get access to Fatery and the Imperial Age. A 20% gold discount on units, and for the team bonus, technologies get researched 30% faster for the Portuguese. How is your rank lower than Andy? Yeah. Good point. There is a new feature over here to enable Elo. Yeah, but it's not populating this automatically. Anyway. Does this work? Ah, that's good. You know what? I'm just going to go ahead and remove the dots. It just seems to me a little bit better like this. And thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Welcome to the channel. So we talked about the civilizations already, yes. And both these guys are struggling to keep the TCs working from the very beginning, as it's going to be the case, right? Your economy is not going to be strong enough usually, so we have freaking Andy getting about 50 seconds of extra LTs down compared to Mr. Yo. When the time comes for both these guys to transition into the Fuel Age and potentially Castle Age afterwards, Mr. Yo is going to start pulling ahead in villager count significantly so. But this is not good. Oh, Mr. Yo is going right underneath the TC. You know, on this map, Desabara, you know where your opponent TZs are. They are like, it's not going to be a random position. They are always spawning in this layout. One inside at the center, and then the other one outside at the center as well. Like it's, yeah, pretty bad for Mr. Yo to run into a TC over there. I think he might have been doing something else. I think he might have been laying the wall foundations, but even still, why would you even send the scout that far forward if you're not going to pay attention to it? Regardless, it's not going to be anywhere near the end of the road for Mr. Yo, of course. He's got 1 extra scout over here. The players do begin with 2 scouts and double TC start games. And they're going to be fine. So it's going to be fine for the time being, that is. It's gonna be fine, and freaking Andy is the first one to go out to the Fuel Age. It's gonna have 36 population. Now, remember, double TC maps usually allow you to get to the Castle Age pretty quickly, and it's usually going to make a fast castle play kind of a no-brainer. Because if you just try to play for the Fuel Age, you know, your opponent's economy is going to be so strong if they just stick to the Dark Age a little bit longer, that they'll be able to fast castle even if you start putting pressure from the Fuel Age. So usually it's going to be double fast castle. Now, Mr. Yo, I'm not really sure what happened over here, that he's not building the barracks. I think he's probably paying attention to this area. This is going to be a little bit of a wash, so whoever targets the enemy unit the last It's going to come out on top, and it's going to be Mr. Yo, actually, the one to end up taking the fight over there, even though freaking Andy got to the fuel H a little bit earlier and was able to chunk more HP off Mr. Yo scout. There's still going to be 1 HP for Mr. Yo's, and freaking Andy's going to have 1 scout left. Faster, mind you. Hey, there we are. The barracks finally up for Mr. Yo. And as expected, right, the blue player got the extra villagers over here. Now, this is not the best. He should have accounted for this and gone for a house. So now he got kind of housed a little bit. Still not anywhere near as much as freaking Andy, though. Mr. Yo's got 6 extra villagers right now, only 2 of which, actually only 4 of which came out of the TCs upon hitting the fuel H, so yeah. Freaking Andy is struggling to keep up for sure. The 2 additional villagers will be 100% on freaking Andy's extra idle TC count. Notice the walls that the orange player is going for, by the way. He's getting the walls in front of his center TC. Just in front of the goal as well. He's managed to secure 2 golds over here, however, and Mr. Yo. Yeah, Mr. Yo not so much. If he wants to get access to gold over here, he's going to have to venture into the open. While on the right-hand side, he will have safe access to 6 tiles over here. That's not going to keep him going forever, of course. But yeah, this is very interesting for sure. So, Mr. Yo already has archers on the way. He's got a wheelbarrow coming up as well. It seems like he will try to make a play for the fuel H. And we'll see, so far, every time that we have seen a double TC game, fast castling has been the no-brainer play. Freaking Andy though is gonna get to the castle H, and he's going for a 4 castle. And check this out, the castle is already targeting the TC, or at the very least, ranging the TC. And freaking Andy's push over here could be very strong, guys. Mysterio's got a lot of damage to do. He's got only 3 archers out. He's got fletching at the very least. But he's got so much to compensate for. He's gonna be clicking out to the castle H very soon himself as well. And freaking Andy is going to lose already a villager. That's going to be 2 villagers going down. Good thing that the orange player at the very least has taken the time to go for Loom. But the ambush, that's already gotten some damage done from Mr. Yo. Extra walls coming in for Mr. Yo as well, so he can prevent units from targeting his entire economy once he comes in. Yeah, there you are. The archer play. So you just gotta be careful. Notice he's not getting close enough to the TC for the TC to range the archers. Yeah, it's gonna continue roaming around. He's got the stable on the way, so we're gonna see probably camels come out. Elephants, perhaps. We'll see. And Mysterious holding on. It's gonna be in the castle H very soon. However, freaking Andy has managed to get 2 villagers down. Mysterious getting a lot of extra LTCs down compared to freaking Andy. It seems like he's gonna try to make a play for the Imperial Age, interestingly enough. Not something that you see every day. Reacting to a fast castle push with a fast imp. But seems like that's what Mr. Yo is planning to do right now. He doesn't really have anywhere near enough stone to go for a castle, however. Just trying to chop through over here and bring the villagers back to safety. And he'll do it. Yeah. He's abandoning ship, guys. Mr. Yo is just walking away from here. Out into the open. Yeah, and Castle H is here for Mr. Yo. PH on the way now for Mr. Yo, indeed, yes. He got the Siege Workshop, Monastery right up. Cannot really get the second layer of walls though, so freaking Andy will still be putting pressure. He's bringing in the petard! There we go. And pow is coming in. Meanwhile, on the left-hand side, seems like freaking Andy's done a good job. He's got an extra TC up next to the gold, so he's managed to protect himself. He's got a tower right next to the wood line as well. And Mr. Yo. Mr. Yo fast imp approach over here is so refreshing to see, but realistically, I don't think it's going to yield the highest chances of taking this game. Here we go. Redemption. It's here for freaking Andy. Fantastic. Imperial Age is finally here for the blue players, so he's getting the castle up. He already has a church on the way. But the thing is, freaking Andy has already done so much damage over here by pushing Mr. Yo away from his starting base that this castle, it doesn't matter anymore. Like, if Mr. Yo takes the castle down, what does that give him? Access to his former base back? There's nothing over here from Mr. Yo. There's no gold. And wood? He's got wood elsewhere. And Trebuchet is not really going to get Mr. Yo much of anything. And freaking Andy is going up to the Imperial Age himself with a much stronger population, a much higher villager count and military count as well. Yeah, well, it was interesting to see from Mr. Yo. Fast imp approach over here is not really going to achieve much of anything. And freaking Andy is going after houses. He was almost converting some production buildings before Mr. Yo ended up deleting those. And freaking Andy is looking good, guys. He's going to take all the houses. Yes, sir. There you go. PLH is here. For freaking Andy. Beautiful. There's a lot to catch up for Mr. Yo. Slowly but surely pushing, freaking Andy back. To be fair, if it weren't because of the Imperial Age, the upgrades on the monks would not be anywhere near as good. And this allows him to get the majority of the conversion so long as freaking Andy actually commits to pushing over here. Yeah, we will see these organ guns get converted, of course. We already have for these guys the extra range that they need. Do we? We don't have the extra range that they need, actually. No block printing over here. This is going for the accuracy, which is going to make group conversion significantly easier to execute. Here we go. That's a lot of villagers going down from freaking Andy. Beautiful. Trevor ensues. Mr. Yo's castle, where he used to have his base at the center, will be a much better position for him to start putting pressure against freaking Andy's castle compared to just sending the trebuchets and out into the open, right? To have them completely exposed. A cavalry from Mr. Yo, they will go down to the TC. They will take a bunch of monks down over here, but they will eventually get taken down as well. And the castle from Mr. Yo is getting only now the second treasure out. Meanwhile, freaking Andy already has 2. Unfortunately, he's got a position over here with these trebs that doesn't really allow him to do as much damage to Mr. Yo's castle. If you take a look at the other way around, Mr. Yo is actually doing so much more damage to freaking Andy's castle, and that's because the trebuchets are actually fighting uphill. He needed to deploy the trebuchets behind the palisades over here, or in front of the castle, not to the south. Yeah, that's a little bit sloppy from freaking Andy. He's going to end up losing the castle over here, and it seems to me like Mr. Yo should be able to keep his own castle up, right? If he places scouts right, we see right now the atonement over here. Mr. Yo is going to try to get the conversion against the monks, and it's also going to be the case the other way around, but freaking Andy's got heresy, so his monks cannot be converted. His units will die before switching teams. As Mr. Yo, on the other hand, he will be susceptible to conversion still. What a lovely push from freaking Andy over here. Still has the trebuchets up, but it's not going to be enough, unfortunately, for him. The castle came very, very close to going down, but in the end, freaking Andy ends up getting pushed away from here. If you take a look, you'll notice that he's got right now 133 population. 133 units rather, but he's got 194 population. The reason for this is the Feiturias. And it's going, of course, to take some population space away in exchange for... And did he delete those villages, by the way? I think he might have. Yeah. Let me actually just go back a little bit over here. Yeah, there we go. I just wanted to see it again. Oh boy. But it's because of the Feituria, which will give him some extra economy in any case. Yo, can I win the Clown Fest? Yeah... Not really. I mean, he was the one pushing freaking Andy away, but I don't think he's winning the clown aspect of the game. Freaking Andy already has heresy, and he's got more monks right now. Mr. Yo shouldn't be able to win a monk battle over here. He just lost the Treb War a moment ago, but freaking Andy is definitely still the one on top, in my opinion. 3 Feituria is a bit too many. Well, given his current population, maybe. So he deletes one, right? And that's going to leave him on 2 Feiturias only. Still a lot of extra population space to go for military units. More conversions on the way. we go. Beautiful. Some more conversions coming up now. Freaking Andy. He's getting siege engineers. He's going after the trebuchets, I think. He's gonna try and get the villagers over here. He's gonna try and get the castle denied. Well, it shouldn't really be possible. This castle's coming up for Mr. Yo for sure. Freaking Andy was a little bit ambitious over there. A little bit overextending for a moment. Yeah, but he's able to take the trebuchets down from Mr. Yo still. This game has certainly been a lot more even and a lot more interesting than I thought it was going to be. After Mr. Yo got to the Imperial Age, but at the expense of a lot of villagers, right? I thought the game was surely going to be over, but he's done a really good job of keeping himself in the game still. For a lot longer than I think he was due. Here we go, Mr. Yo finds himself finally in a position to call the GG. That's going to be 1-0 in favor of the orange player. Beautiful. Let me take a look at something really quickly. Ah, never mind. That's good. Alright, so it's going to be 1-0 in favor of freaking Andy. This is a best of 5, as you can see. So we'll just take a look at the achievements and then we'll go for the rest. Military. Better KD for Mr. Yo. About 4-3. Economy. Stronger economy for freaking Andy as well. He ended up actually over here. The KD is better for Mr. Yo. The conversion to desertion ratio is also better for Mr. Yo. The economy is stronger for freaking Andy in such a way that it more than offsets for the better trades that Mr. Yo has been getting for the majority of the game, right? So it was a very interesting approach from Mr. Yo to fast imp, but in the end, it didn't really give him much of anything. Now for society, we have a stronger villager max count for freaking Andy. This is without, of course, taking into account the featurias, which went on to take too much population space away. He ended up deleting those. But yeah, in the end, even if freaking Andy ended up taking the most villager losses over here, because he had so many more for such a extended period of time, he was able to get a ton of extra resources, which more than offset for the better KD for Mr. Yo, for the you know, higher amount of villager losses from freaking Andy as well. So well done. And welcome everyone to game number 2 in the series. We have Mr. Yo playing with the Turks. We have freaking Andy playing with the Italians. And that's certainly not the civilizations you are expecting to see for Nomad, I'll tell you. We have seen Turks. We have seen Turks before. Malians, actually, I'm not really sure why I said Italians. Yeah, okay, that makes a lot more sense. Turks and Malians, I just misread that. And it does make sense for freaking Andy for sure. For Mr. Yo, we have seen Turks in the past. It's still definitely not a, you know, a very standard civilization for Nomad that you would expect to see it. But yeah, starting with the bull player, we're gonna see that Mr. Yo, he gets, with the Turks, 25% higher HP on gunpowder units. Besides that, we'll see for the Turks, they get free chemistry, in addition to a 50% discount on gunpowder upgrades. They will also have 25% faster working gold miners. Free light cavalry and hussar upgrades, in addition to 1 extra pierce armor on those units. And then on top of that, you're gonna have for them, for the team bonus, 25% faster training gunpowder units. Freaking Andy playing with the Malice instead gets 1 extra pierce armor and barracks units per each starting in the fuel age. He's gonna get, for the civilization also, 30% longer lasting golds. It's gonna have a 15% wood discount on buildings, and then for the team bonus, have 80% faster working universities, which can be really good. All right. Let's take a look at the TC location for both of these guys. Should probably start with a dock location, actually. A little bit simpler to take a look at. And Mysterio's got the dock down the south. That is maybe not the best location for a dock over here for the Chinese player. He will have a very small amount of deep fish. If I'm mistaken, I think that's going to be only about 3, right? Deep fish over here. Maybe 4 if you account for this one too. And then up in the north, Freaking Andy is not in a much better position, but he does have more immediate access to... Yeah, actually it's a little bit worse for him because he's got only 3, but he's got more immediate access to these. So if he goes for 1 extra over here, he's going to have both docks together, and then he's going to have a lot of extra food. Mysterio, on the other hand, is going to need to keep on going for more docks and docks and docks as the deep fish run out over here. It's looking a little bit better for the orange player. As for the TC location itself, taking a look at Mysterio, first off, we'll see that he's got, well, a TC right next to berry bushes, right? But no gold, no stone. I mean, he does have a stone up in the north and a stone down the south, but he's got no gold immediately available. There is one down the south over here, but these are all going to be kind of far away from the TC, even this stone. There is a goal on the right hand side as well, kind of far away. And I think that's going to be about it, right? I mean, there is another gold over here on the left hand side, but that's too far away as well. Instead, let's take a look at the boar situation. He's already collecting one over here, so that was one boar. I don't know if he was actually collecting from another one before. But that's already one boar, and then there is going to be another one over here, so that's going to be 2. We'll see if he's got vision of it. I'll make that 3, perhaps 4. And let's take a look at his point of view to see if he knows about these. So he does not know about... Oops. He does not know about this one. Doesn't know about this one either. So that's going to be only 2. It's going to be only 1 that he knows about. He collected this one, and then the rest are going to be beyond his line of sight. Damn, that's certainly not ideal. If we take a look at the TC location from Freaking Andy, on the other hand, we'll see that he's got 1 gold immediately available. There is another goal towards the south. Goal on the left-hand side. Seems to be a much better position, or at the very least, for access to gold for Freaking Andy. And he will also have access to stone over here. Then, yeah, he doesn't have quite as much stone around the TC as Mysterio's got. But this should be better, right? To have at the very least 1 of each thing, as opposed to a lot of one thing and almost nothing of the other. While if we take a look at the board situation, he's already collected 1, and then there is another one over here on the left-hand side. There is another one over here, so that's going to be 2, and those are the ones that I can see from here. I think there might be another one around here somewhere, but I'm not really sure because it's like the fish and chip icon is over there. Regardless, though, yeah, he doesn't know about either of these boards, so it's not ideal for the food department, but it doesn't matter. He's getting to the fuel edge first. He's gonna try to make a play for water control. And he does have the second dock up in the north, the one that we were expecting to see from the orange player. Meanwhile, Mr. Yo. Mr. Yo is going up to the fuel edge very soon. Seems like he's gonna try and play for Baz, Castle, Janissary push. While freaking Andy is going for archer ranges already. The moment he gets to the fuel edge, he already had 4 villagers, and Mr. Yo is going to be aware of this, but he can't do anything. He can't do anything. And freaking Andy actually taking the deer down from Mr. Yo. Because of course he is. As we saw, it was kind of rough for both these players. The board situation, they didn't really know where the boards were for the most part. And that seems like it's still going to remain the case for freaking Andy. So it's just kind of banking on the fishing ships for the most part. He's got 2 fire galleys as well, so he's going to try to put some pressure. And eventually he's going to run into Mr. Yo's fishing ships. But right now they're so far away that we can almost just ignore that. Defense tower for freaking Andy on the way to push Mr. Yo away from the stone. And remember, Mr. Yo does have additional stones available. We take a look at freaking Andy's point of view. Yeah, he doesn't know about that. But if he manages to breach through over here, then he might run into the goal. He might run into the stone. We're gonna see. Once again, right now, freaking Andy doesn't even know where the TC is. Although, you can probably expect it because of the fella tree over there. But yeah, if he's able to break through over here, then he should be able to continue putting pressure. It's very unlikely that he'll be able to do too much with this, though. There you go. So far, Mr. Yo has been able to hold on against this pressure extremely well. And freaking Andy has really been unable to get too much damage down, right? So now he finally sees a fishing ship. I think this is sent for on purpose by Mr. Yo. If you take a look on the right hand side, he also sent the fishing ships forward as well. He's got some over here, and he still needs to find out where freaking Andy is, I believe. Yeah. There aren't really too many options left, right? Freaking Andy is either somewhere around here or somewhere around here. And I'm talking about freaking Andy's water presence, of course. Still liking the orange player's position a little bit better. He might be a little bit later to the castle edge, but notice, because Mr. Yo is only now starting to go for navy units and freaking Andy continues going for fire galleys, so long as the orange player plays defensive over here and just tries to keep the units alive, by the time he gets to the castle edge and goes for war galley, it's gonna be in a much better position. Still, it should still be the one ahead in navy count. Castle on the way for Mr. Yo. We were expecting to see this, yes. And freaking Andy won't be able to breach through anymore. A bunch of these villagers were just not collecting resources at all. There you are. Beautiful. Freaking Andy is going to end up losing that villager over there, but he is still holding on to his water position. He's got, once again, more Navy units compared to Mr. Yo. And for the bull player, it's going to be a play for Janissaries, of course. We have two moving out to the north. It's going to try and take the docks down from freaking Andy, I would imagine. Probably some of the fishing ships over here as well. We'll see. And Borgali is gonna be here for freaking Andy. Yes, sir. Here we go. The series finally getting some damage done. Here with the Janissaries. Freaking Andy is running out of Navy right now. It's probably going to end up losing all the fishing ships as well. And Mysterio doesn't really have too much, to be fair, to work with on water himself. But he's got enough. And so long as he's able to clean out the fishing ships from freaking Andy, that's still going to be pretty good value for the bull player. Give him a shot. Chunks HP off Mr. Yo's fire ship, takes the village down. Yeah, there we go, and this fire ship should be going down, and it does. There is a second TC, however, coming up already for freaking Andy. And Daniela, thanks so much for the raids, appreciate it, welcome. I hope you had a great stream. We are casting Mr. Yo versus freaking Andy for JMB second season number 4. Grand Final Series, best of 5. So far, 1-0 in favor of freaking Andy. Beautiful. Nice snipes though from freaking Andy coming in. Where did he manage to come in with the crossbows though? Oh boy, that is a lot of villages going down already. And Mr. Yo, he was looking a little bit stronger for a while over there. Yeah, I think that's gotta be where? He didn't. The transfer ship, where is it? Yeah, that's it. That makes sense. Freaking Andy transported the archers over. Yeah, he trained those on the left-hand side. And then we have the Janissaries over here coming over from Mr. Yo, but it doesn't seem to me like he'll be able to get too much damage done. Even though he doesn't have taken 2 monks down over here, freaking End is still going to be the one ahead in villager and military count. Plus, there's a third to see already on the way for freaking Andy as well. Thank you, Daniela. It's appreciated. I hope you had a great stream yourself. Teacher workshops coming in. Oh, come on. You gotta be kidding me. Somebody's at the door right now ringing the bell. Gonna have to give me a second, actually. This could be important. 1 second, guys. Be right back. Sorry about that. Actually, it wasn't, so sorry about that. There we go. Sirius gonna continue trying to push over here. He's got enough stone to go for yet another castle. So he'll do so. Fantastic. The monastery is going to get targeted, but there's still yet another one here. Fantastic. Overall, Mysterio's aggression over here is paying off. He's starting to get ahead in military count. That is not what used to be the case just a few minutes ago, and freaking Andy's been losing a lot of value over here with the monks going down specifically. That's going to be so expensive for freaking Andy. And that's not going to be the only thing though. The Janissaries, they continue roaming around, getting villagers down this time around. There is a fourth TC actually on the way for freaking Andy, second TC on the way for Mr. Yo over here. And it's been a struggle. It's been a struggle for freaking Andy. He's going to continue going for the monks, but so far it's not worked out, and there is no reason to believe it's going to work out all of a sudden. Another villager going down, yet another one as well. And dishing? Kind of. We don't have Persians over here, but it's going to be a TC war regardless. But freaking Andy should come out on top over here, and Mysterio is going for a siege workshop himself. Wow, freaking Andy goes on to call the GG over here. Well, to be fair, his villager lead used to be significantly higher before. I believe after having gotten to the castle age, probably around here or so. Yeah, like over here it was so much higher, right? And then it started kind of dwindling until at the end of the game, it was only ahead by about 6 workers. Behind the military count, and Mysterio had some momentum over here. Plus a lot of map control. With the Janissaries, the castle is fantastic as well for Mr. Yo, but if we take a look at the Janissaries over here, like there is nothing for freaking Andy to keep on collecting over here at all. Mr. Yo goes on then to take the next game, or the current one rather. It's gonna be 1-1. And now that I removed the dots, there is no spoiling any new viewers as to who won which games. I like this actually. Better like this. And yeah. For military, we have a close to 7-4 kill ratio for Mr. Yo. For economy, we have a stronger economy for freaking Andy. And for society, a higher villager max count for freaking Andy as well, which is fantastic. As we jump into game number 3, guys, welcome everyone. Mr. Yo playing the Chinese. How fitting. Freaking Andy, on the other hand, playing the Berbers. So up in the north, was Mr. Yo with the Chinese. He will get 3 additional villagers once TC comes up. Here it begins with 6. That's going to be the case also for freaking Andy, right? So for the Chinese, notice that unlike freaking Andy, he does not need to go for a house in addition to the TC. And that is because For the bonuses, first off, he will get 3 additional villages upon starting the game or upon building the TC for Nomad type games. That does come at the expense of 200 food and 50 wood. However, in addition to that, they also have TCs which have 5 extra line of sight and 5 higher population support. So you can see that Mr. Yo is going for Loom right now. He gets DC up, goes for Loom, gets a house up, and now he's going to try and keep the TC working. He should be able to right now if he gets all the food. You can see that he's already queued a villager, right? 16 seconds of idle TC time is not the worst. And it's definitely not too much higher compared to what we have seen from Chinese in this map before. From this point onwards, so long as he's paying attention, he should be in a good spot, right? To continue villager production, so it's gonna be fine. Besides all of that, the Chinese also get 10, 15, and 20% cheaper upgrades in the Feudal Castle and Imperial Ages, while for the team bonus, their farms will get 10% additional food. Down the south, freaking Andy instead, playing with Berbers, will get 10% faster moving villagers. 15 and 20% cheaper stable unit production in the Castle and Imperial Ages, while for the team bonus, freaking Andy with the Berbers will get access to Genie Tour. And that's gonna be about it. Are you sure I heard the two? I am pretty sure there was nothing over there. You shouldn't have been able to possibly hear it. Have you heard the whoosh? That's probably just traffic. Now the door is kind of far away from here. I'm in a room like at the very end of the apartment, and then the front door is like all the way to the other side. Well, it's not like it's a massive apartment, it's probably like just 6 meters away, but anyway, there's a whole, I don't know. So let's take a look at the TC location and also kind of like the map generation for both these guys. We're gonna have, yeah, that was probably just a bike, I think. We're gonna have 2 goals on the right hand side for Mr. Yo. Is gonna have a stone towards the northeast. There's a stone on the left hand side as well. Yeah, but the goals are kind of far away, right? Taking a look at the south, freaking Andy. It's going to have 1 stone next to the TC, like right next to it. There's another stone over here towards the south. Yeah, and there is, you know, there are 2 goals over here towards the south. These are also going to be kind of like far away from the TC, similar to how Mr. Yo's TC is kind of far away from these goals. But I guess it doesn't matter too much. We'll probably just see the guys go for extra TCs once they get up to the Castle Age and defend those resources. Felix on the way for Mr. Yo already, and freaking Andy's gone for walls around the lumberjacks, around the, what is it, fisherman, you can call it. Yeah, we do have fish over here. These are not box turtles. So he's gone for the walls around here as well. He should be fine. It's not completely sealed off, by the way. Mr. Yo did come in over there and did see what freaking Andy was collecting. It's just not going to be immediately accessible, right? He's gonna have to go around the boulders to get there, around the cliffs. And up in the north, Mr. Yo is kind of open. He's chilling over here, doesn't really care too much. It's gonna be the first one to the PLH, right? So we'll see a stable come up, and he's gonna try to be the one putting pressure. And if he plays his cards right, and he's done so, Mr. Yo comes out on top on the scout skirmish over here. He timed it so that he would win it by getting to the PLH, but if he plays his cards right, then he can keep focus of the game around freaking Andy's side of the map, so he doesn't need to go for the walls. This is always going to come with some risks, though. Players around this level we have seen already in the past do a really good job getting damage down under pressure just by going for counter strikes. Hey T-West! Hi. How are you doing? Welcome back. Hello. Hope everything's going alright for you. There we go. Stable on the way now for freaking Andy 2. Or tower on the way for Mr. Yo is gonna try and put some pressure over here. We talked about the walls already before and how they'll make it a little bit harder for Mr. Yo to get any damage down over here. And notice that he went for the stable, but he's not going for any scouts actually. He's got just the OG scout, very low HP. Yeah, and he's getting away with the walls over here, which freaking Andy is aware of, but freaking Andy is fast castling, so is not interested in engagement over here whatsoever. It's just going to bring the villagers back. Very interesting to see. Mr. Yo had the possibility of going for scouts, maybe get some damage down over here between the tower coming up and scouts potentially roaming around. He would have had the possibility of getting some good damage down over here. However, he chose to make a play for the castle age. When freaking Andy is properly fast castle and, you know, and freaking Andy's got Mr. Yo beat to the castle age by a whole lot. At this point in time, freaking Andy's got Will. Full minute head start to the castle age, and it's probably going to be more than that, a minute and 20 seconds head start to it. Yeah, there we go. A minute and 21 seconds head start to the castle age, freaking Andy. What does he have to work with? He's collected some stone. He can go for extra TCs. If he gets the wood, he can go for one extra TC. Now, that's not probably the location that I would have expected him to go for a blacksmith, to be honest. I thought he was going to try to keep this open so that he could go for the TC, but he's going for the walls instead. Okay, well, this is awkward then. He's got just 2 tiles of gold over here that are going to be somewhat safe because of the palisades. And then this is going to be exposed. It's part of the wall, so even just one archer would be enough to push the villagers away. It's not ideal. It's not ideal at all. Unless he went for a TC, maybe somewhere around here, perhaps, in front of this gold, that could potentially provide protection, right? Something like that. Anyway. It's on the way already for freaking Andy, Mr. Yo. Mr. Yo has the second stable coming up. He should be going up on a stronger economy, and he is, while freaking Andy. He's got a single stable, and it's going to be a Knight and Monk play from freaking Andy. He's been quite keen on Monk so far, indeed. And this game is going to be no exception. Mr. Yo. Mr. Yo's got double stable production coming up. And he's got camels in addition to Knights. On the way. Second TC on the way for freaking Andy. Second TC on the way for Mr. Yo. That's not the location I was expecting to see it from freaking Andy, but it's not a bad spot. He's going to protect a lot of wood over here. He's going to protect a lot of fish too. Yeah, meanwhile freaking Andy Sorry, Mr. Yo. Mr. Yo is going for the TC closer to the minerals. Should be going in favor of freaking Andy for sure. Mr. Yo is going to bail. So freaking Andy can also go for camels himself. He's going to be paying 15% less for these units. Oh, but Mr. Yo managed to breach through. Managed to get 2 villages down so far, and that could potentially be another one. It's going to be another one. Now the conversion is coming up, and it's not going to connect. It connects at the last second before the knight gets too far away from the monk. The damage over here, though, is good still. We have seen 5 villages go down from freaking Andy so far to the knights. Mr. Yo is looking good, starting to pick up some momentum here. He's got 30C on the way, and so does freaking Andy. Right next to 2 piles, or tiles, of gold, rather. Yeah. Fantastic. Here we go. Beautiful. Game's going to stabilize right now. The 30s is already up for both these guys. Mr. Yo still looking a little bit stronger. It's coming in from freaking Andy and Mr. Yo. It's getting pushed away from the center. Doesn't really have anything to defend himself with over here. So he's just going to go back home. And it's going to be freaking Andy right now, the one to start picking up some steam. Getting momentum over here, and Mr. Yo. Mr. Yo is getting pushed away from the valley. He's got just a TC over here still, which will allow him to continue collecting food for the time being. But you can see that he's not... going to have a whole lot of economy to rely on over there. Freaking Andy, on the other hand, has got a much stronger presence over here at the center. Redemption's coming in for freaking Andy. And it's going to be, once again, a pretty heavy monk push from freaking Andy. He does end up losing one of the monks, however. And Mr. Yo has gone for some monks himself as well. And between the Chinese and the Berbers, I'm liking the monks from the Berbers better. I think Berbers are going to get everything except for block printing and heresy. I think those are the 2 things that he misses. I'm not really sure actually about heresy, but I'm 100% sure about block printing. Let me take a look. Oh no, it's Sanctity, sorry. Sanctity and block printing that he does not get with the Berbers. Yeah, Sanctity is kind of a big deal. He's been getting away without it so far. He's managed. It's fine. As you can see, the monks are going to give these spellings a new coat of paint. And Mr. Yo. Yeah, Mr. Yo with his civilization is not going to have the best monks whatsoever. There you are, the monks finish painting the buildings. Kind of reminds me of Tony Hawk Pro Skater. I don't know if you ever played it, where you would have different obstacles in your, like your, I don't even know how you call it, obstacle course, skating, venue, whatever. And then you would have to make like a cooler trick than your friend, and then you would convert the obstacle over to your color. Kind of like that, except the freaking end is getting rewarded over here by chanting spiritual songs to the buildings. And this is a beautiful position though. Freaking Andy gets the castle up. Ends up the 9, the 4 castle attempt from Mr. Yo. There you are. Both players forced into a more, yeah, conservative castle position, let's call it. There you go. More conversions coming in for freaking Andy. He's bringing the villagers over. He's gonna try to get another 4 castle. And Mr. Yo has been saving the resources to go out to the Imperial Age. How on earth is going out to the Imperial Age going to do anything for Mr. Yo under this position? Freaking Andy's got such great momentum. He's got more workers right now. And notice how both these players are making pretty heavy use of the market as well. Mr. Yo is going out to the Imperial Age right now, but freaking Andy's got a lot of momentum over here already. He needs to make a play for the Imperial Age himself eventually as well. Obviously, we are expecting Mr. Yo to start going for trebuchets the moment he hits the Imperial Age. Freaking Andy might find himself in a very similar situation to what we saw, what was it, Nomad, I think, in the first series that we saw from here. It wasn't actually the first series. I think it was the game that we were casting from his series while waiting for the semifinal. That he kind of just committed to the Castle Age with a full castle push, and it was Nomad, right? So something like this, something like that we could see over here as well from freaking Andy. Something else he's got to start to think about right now is the possibility of siege, of course. There is another castle on the way! And freaking Andy's going for it! 1 castle per TC! This one will target this TC. This one is already being targeted by the castle he's already gotten up. I guess this is going to be the only castle from Mr. Yo that is beyond reach of freaking Andy's castles, but that might not be the case for much longer. Because of course, Mr. Yo has his TC spotted by freaking Andy's camels, and what do we see? Freaking Andy going for a castle, because of course. And he's going for the castle where he'll be able to range both TCs. Unbelievable! Freaking Andy's going at it again. Mr. Yo is gonna try and make a play for the trebuchets over here, but he's so far behind in military count though. It's not even close. Everything's being converted for Mr. Yo as well. Houses, you name it. Yeah, you see Mr. Yo is getting a university house, so he's gonna try to get masonry. Potentially try and make a play for siege engineers, but I don't think that's going to be the reason for that. There's nothing in the castle age that's going to fight trebuchets off. Except like a good amount of knights or something like that. And siege engineer is not going to change that fact, so. Yeah, Mr. Yo getting the university up, I would imagine it's going to be made for ballistics, chemistry. It's gotta be for masonry and potentially architecture, right? But yeah, what I do find fascinating, freaking Andy's strategy of choice over here, it's not really achieving too much right now. And the siege workshop is coming up a little bit too late. It feels to me like he should have tried to go for the siege workshop pretty much at the same time as he was going for the first 4 castles. That way, Would have been able to start putting extra pressure against the TCs with Rams, right? As the castles were already going to provide protection to the Rams, that would have been really good. And that's pretty much the only siege weapon he's gonna have access to in the castle age that will be able to take castles down. Yeah, and Mr. Yo, he's got yet another castle coming up. Now, freaking is going up to the Imperial Age, but he's got 3 castles already being targeted in the next few minutes. So there is 2 turrets over here trying to get this one down. After this one is going down, this one's going to follow suit. Then on the right hand side, it's going to become similar as well. Mr. Yo right now is trying to focus on taking 1 castle down, but it's not going to be the end of it. Of course, after that castle crumbles from freaking Andy, Mr. Yo is going to switch targets over to the next one. What a great series so far. Interestingly enough, it's been a pretty long stream given the fact that we've been casting 2 sets before this one. This is just the 3rd one, right? But the games have been good. The games have been good, and the series that we have seen so far, we were fortunate enough to choose the series that we're going to be full sets every time. So that was interesting for sure. Actually, that is not true. The first series, it was not a full one that we saw. But yeah, as expected, freaking Andy does end up losing both these castles in front. And then both these castles are going down as well. He's going for a trebuchet himself, but it's not going to be on time as the castle gets destroyed. He's getting chemistry, however, so he'll be able to go for bombard cannons at least. His push kind of dwindles, and Mr. Yo, so he's gonna start going for the counter push. He's got a lot of chickenoos, and the counter attack is coming out from Mr. Yo. He's moving forward with the trebuchet. DC's going down next for freaking Andy. He's getting housed. Yeah, and there is yet another castle on the way for freaking Andy. There you are. Chickenoos should be coming out on top over here. Freaking it does have a good amount of monks, however, he could get some conversions going. If he's going to rely on just camel archers, quite obviously not going to be enough, ever. Especially as Mr. Yo right now, he's got 5 freaking castles, and freaking Andy's got 0. Well, he's got 1 castle, actually. Never mind, but it's not going to be... He's got 0 chances of keeping up in production potential compared to Mr. Yo. So now the blue player is pushing back, and freaking Andy's got into the Imperial Age Scout Cavalier. Coming up for 20% cheaper. These units for freaking Andy, but it doesn't seem to me like it's going to make much of a difference whatsoever. Or is it? Mr. Yo is losing a crap ton of villagers. Oh boy. Freaking Andy hit the jackpot over here. Struck gold, ran straight into the exposed economy of Mr. Yo. Like, that's probably the only place where Mr. Yo was completely exposed, right? Like back home he's got castles, TCs. On the right hand side he's got 3 castles, 2 TCs. On the left hand side we see another TC coming up, and yeah, the only place where he was like actually exposed, freaking Andy was able to strike and clean the units up as well, and that's going to be a bunch of extra units going down as well. Very, very nice. Beautiful. Here we go. There we are. Fantastic. Game is kind of stabilized once again. Mr. Yo, well, he was able to push freaking Andy around for a little bit. Wasn't able to completely suppress the orange player, who is now getting theocracy. We're still going to have a good amount of monks over here to play with. Good amount of cavalry bombard cannons right now as well, compared to Mr. Yo's trebuchets only. And man, if anyone ever doubted freaking Andy, I don't know what to tell you, man. He's taking a game from Mr. Yo, and it seems like he might actually end up taking a game over here. He's got the conversions coming up, and the cavalry, they are not attacking though. Freaking Andy is sacrificing units. A little bit of a misplay over here from the orange player. Which could result much more consequences. As you know, the small mistakes over here can cost you the game. One conversion, one monk goes down. Definitely not worth it for freaking Andy, at the very least so far. Yeah, and Mr. is trying to prepare a flank here. What is the benefit of no attack stance? Well, there are two different stances which will result in what we just saw. There is the stand ground, and then there is the passive stance. The stand ground will allow you to target individual units, and passive, of course, is not. That doesn't really have much of a benefit. Like your unit is not going to fight ever. So it's very useful early on, especially if you want to target a single villager. If you're striking a wood line with a bunch of scouts, you need the stand ground stance to target individual units. Otherwise, they scatter around and try to target several villagers, even if you instruct them to attack a single one. But passive stance is not good, like ever. I don't know if any of these guys would use it. I don't think he was using it. I think it was stand ground for him. But yeah, not something that I would expect to see players make use of too much of in this stage of the game. I see a cast go down for Mr. Yo on the left-hand side. Seems like freaking Andy at the very least is going to try to suppress that blue player on the left-hand side before trying to push up the north or on the right-hand side once again. Meanwhile, Mr. Yo, yeah, he's got the raids coming up with the two canoes. Freaking Andy has long ago abandoned ship here. It's taken him a sweet minute to realize about the raid once again. What a great game though. It's been a fantastic series so far. In this game specifically, it's been such a roller coaster. Such back and forth. Here we go. Bunch of villagers going down for Mr. Yo once again, and freaking Andy does not want to let this one go. He will end up losing the villagers, trying to get a contingency TC up. Just as the TC stays at 97% completion, but freaking Andy, of course, he has been making progress and he has been gaining ground on the left-hand side for the most part. It's just a problem that he's losing ground at the same time. He's not really expanding himself as much as he's just shifting position. Mr. Yo is finally getting to a good amount of units. Got 53 Chicanu, so he's got 2 blocks of units over here. One down the south, one up in the north. And these Cavaliers do not hold the candle against the Chicanus. We have too many for the bull player, and it seems to be like with the Cavalier going down and now the castle going down from freaking Andy, the GG's gotta be calling indeed. The orange player does not want to keep on going anymore in this game. Instead, is going to take game number 3 to get a 2-1 lead against freaking Andy. Well done. Taking a look at the achievements then, we'll see for military first off. Mr. Yo has a higher KD. It's very, very close to 3-2. For economy, we have a stronger economy for freaking Andy by quite a lot, but in the end he wasn't able to make use of it, or he wasn't able to capitalize on it rather. Well, for society, we have a higher villager max count for Mr. Yo. That is just 4 higher compared to freaking Andy's max villager count. But the total amount of villagers created versus the amount of villagers at the very end of the game is going to be so much higher. Or it's going to be so much better for Mr. Yo rather, right? Because he did not train quite as many villagers, but he took the fewest losses over here as well. So overall, it was a little bit better for the bull player. And that was quite the game actually. And probably a lot longer and a lot more back and forth than a lot of people would have anticipated given the names, right, involved in the game over here in the series. But that was such a nice one. Welcome everyone to game number 4. This is match point. Mr. Yo is to take this one. He will be crowning himself the winner of JMB number 4 for the 2nd season. Freaking Andy, on the other hand, freaking Andy has gotten himself to the final. He has taken a game away from Mr. Yo. And now he's gonna look to take the victory over here against one of the strongest players of all time. Coming in as once again a player who only began playing Age of Empires when the E came out. So yeah, for these civilizations, and starting with the bull player, Mr. Yo is going to get with a Khmer 10% faster moving battle elephant line units. Besides that, we also see for the Khmer farmers who do not need mills or TCs to draw food on, and he's gonna get the blue player, that is. No building requirements whatsoever. The ability to garrison 5 villages inside each house, and then for the team bonus, we're gonna have for the Khmer 1 extra range on scorpion weapons. As for freaking out the civilization, on the other hand, the Bulgarians will give him a 50% stone discount on TCs. He's gonna have also free militia line upgrades. So that means men-at-arms, lancers, and 200 swordsmen will come in for free for him, the upgrade out of the units, of course. Then finally, Bulgarians get access to Krepos, and for the team bonus, we're gonna have for the orange player civilization also 80% faster working blacksmiths. Fuel H is already on the way for Mr. Yo. Freaking Andy will be on his way to the Fuel H in a moment as well. He's saving the resources, so he had a little bit of idle TC time over there, but he's going up a 19 population. It's going to be for archers by the looks of it, and that's not necessarily what I was expecting at all. No, it's not going to be for archers, it's going to be for militias. And that makes a lot more sense. He's going up a 19 population, going for archers would be too tight So he just collected 10 gold. He needed to go for 3 of these units, so he's got a stronger drush, right? If you can call it that. It's going to become Minotaurs very soon. Mr. Yo, on the other hand, is going up on 18 population, even faster than freaking Andy. Yeah, but he doesn't really have any production buildings at all, not even a barracks, of course. And clicks are rich! 1 month left to anniversary. Yes, sir. Indeed, 11 months. Thank you so much for the extended support. It's very much appreciated. Yeah, they're just here now for freaking Andy. We have Minotaurs already for the orange player, as expected. It's got only one of the Minotaurs over here. The rest are going around straight into the woodland. And Mr. Yo is already aware of this. He's getting the quick walls up, and it seems like freaking Andy won't really have anything to show for the Minotaurs. He's not really been able to get too much damage done, and the little bit of worker efficiency lost for Mr. Yo in the last few seconds is not going to compensate, of course, for any of that. So far, yeah, so good for Mr. Yo. Has been able to defend really well. However, freaking Andy is not going to stop here. Let's take a look at Mr. Yo's point of view. He's got no idea about the tower. This is absolutely fantastic. Now we see him go with the scout straight into the villager, and the scout goes down. Now Mr. Yo's reacting with the tower himself. Both these players should be able to get the towers up, but it seems like Mr. Yo is going to end up taking freaking Andy's tower down. And of course, getting spotted over here kind of sucks for the orange player, because if he hadn't gotten spotted, then Mr. Yo would have only reacted with a tower of his own after this tower had come up. So that would have delayed the reaction quite a lot. And now freaking Andy's probably going to end up losing. Is most definitely going to end up losing the tower over here. But he is causing a little bit of idle villager time, right? We have 5 villagers over here, garrison for Mr. Yo. Yeah. And freaking Andy, he's gotta be careful. Yes. That's counter strike coming in for Mr. Yo, though. One villager goes down. That's gonna be first equal blood as well. Good reaction. And this tower is eventually going down, right? Mysterio's bringing a villager over to try and trap the villager from freaking Andy. If the orange player is paying attention at all, he's going to bail, and he will. Yeah, so now we still have 1 man at arms from freaking Andy. He's got 5 skirmishers. Yeah, and overall, Mr. Yo's defense has been pretty solid. Brigand is not going to give up though on the pressure. Oh, he's got a forward archer range actually. Skirmishers on the way. Brigand needs to rely on the skirmishers over here to take the wolf down. Oh boy. He's gotta fight uphill. Yeah, there we go. He gets it. And Mr. Yo Mysterio is not giving up on the aggression either. It's going to get one villager down. Actually, that's going to be 2 villagers going down overall for freaking Andy. That's going to be the 3rd villager going down. Yes, sir. So far, Mysterio has not taken any eco losses at all. So it's looking good for the Chinese player. There you are. Well done. By the way, this thought just popped into my mind. Does anybody know if Winchester is back home or if he's still in Spain? I remember he was staying with Mem. That was fun. And Mysterious push over here is actually still looking very strong. With the scout, he's taking care of the skirmishers. With the archers, he still poses a threat to freaking Andy's economy. He's been back home for a bit? Ah, alright. Thank you. Now I was just pretty curious about it. And Hera's still in Argentina, right? I think it's probably going to stay there until the line is done. Here you are. Yeah, there you go. Mysterious looking fantastic. Once again, though, freaking Andy is exposed and he's in danger. Yup. I've taken a few extra losses, so he's going to call the GG. And wow, that was not a very long game, Mr. Yo. Willem Dobb taking game number 4 over here, and Willem Dobb crowning himself the winner of Jordan's Medieval Brawl 4 in the 2nd season. Freaking Andy making it into the final, though, has certainly turned a lot of heads over here. Caught the eye. Probably thousands of people watching the series, right? Across the streams, the different streams. And well done. That's going to be about it for this one. Messiah 3, freaking Andy 1. Let's take a look at the achievements. For the final game, there is a stronger KD for Mysterio. It's going to be about 9-2. For economy, exactly 9-2 actually. And for economy, on the other hand, we have a stronger economy for freaking Andy by about 600 extra resources. It was not enough to offset, though, for the much better KD for Mysterio. And in the end, it's going to be the Chinese player who comes out on top. Well done.